Let's see. So in chat, Rhetoric has asked, "Do I record every time I play?" I might as well field this specifically for uh-oh. I might as well field this for. Yeah, our tank just went AWOL. Okay, that hurt. Okay, at least it gives me a chance to escape. A second strike there. Okay, gotta worry about that cannoneer. But yeah, so in regards to the question of like, do I have to record every time I do a video and stuff like that? Oh, do not log out at Fort Sterling. Log out at somewhere else. Oh, is it because of overcrowding? That makes sense. Or like weird lag issues. Could be there. Oh shit, we just straight up lost the tank. But yeah, so do I record every time I play? The answer is yes, actually. Almost invariably I have to. I get very little free time in my life, and for the most part I'm spending it day in, day out recording. Technically, if I wanted to, I could actually take like a much more easy approach. But I've always seriously appreciated being able to play games, kind of in my off time, but also just in general. I really love playing games, and it's really enjoyable. And so, from my perspective, if I can, I don't know if the server's wigging out or what. But yeah, so I have to like keep up with the amount of games that I play. I more or less have to be in a state of constantly recording. So if I ever seem like a little bit maybe like mellow, it's probably because I'm a little bit tired. Not that that's actually like a really bad thing. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have like a mellow playthrough. Okay, good. We do have a tank coming in here. Bit slowly, but I mean, he's on the other side of the map, so freaking no surprise. But so, if I want to put out 10 videos a day, I more or less have to record those 10 videos per day. Let's get rid of the rats before they become a problem. At least the cannoneers are easy peasy. Yep. Ow. Whoa. That's different. Game does not exactly react well to being cannoned across the goddamn map. It's cool, though. At least it gives you a fair amount of warning, which is nice. Mostly. Fortunately, I'm out of juice, and it looks like we're getting attacked by somebody specific. At least the cannoneer's dead. Let's go for the bouncer. Cannoneer can be dodged. Bouncer is much more of a nuisance. Oh, let's get away from that. It's already embarrassing getting smacked around by that enough. Okay. I think I'm just going to use regular attacks for a second. Don't know which is better from like a, well, I guess from a purely single target perspective. Absolutely, using that dot is the most important thing. Just wish it had a bit more of a duration so I could cycle between other things, because more or less have to just keep casting it to keep it up. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, we are boned. I can't move while I'm like this. Okay. Yeah, we lost our, we lost our healer there. I didn't even realize we pulled too many people. Well, I'm just gonna start running back because there's no way they're gonna survive. Poor tank showed up just a little bit too late. Oh well, not the end of the world. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, the way I do it is actually by recording multiple episodes of a game in a day. So specifically for this game, I guess this recording session, this is probably going to be hour and a half hour and a half of... No. I don't want to disband. We're doing great. I don't want to disband right before the end. Like, we're actually doing fine. Just, we went into that fight without a tank, which worked well up until we pulled too many because everybody went up top. Which is understandable, you didn't think. Let's see. But yeah, so I'm going to play about an hour and a half of this, and maybe in 2 days I do an hour and a half. And like I slowly just kind of build up a backlog for it. And I pretty much do this for every single, I do this for every single... I'm going to switch this back to, I'm going to do run. I just want the movement speed. The other thing is kind of nice. Actually, the other thing might be better. Well, later. We want the movement speed right now. Because run lasts longer. The other one's more of a good escape mechanic, but this actually gets me places. Kind of wish you could mount up in the middle of dungeon. Doesn't make sense, but still. But yeah, so I play like an hour and a half, sometimes more. Sometimes I'll play like 2.5, 3 hours or something like that. That gives me content for like a little over a week. There's, like, that is incredibly helpful. Where is everybody else? Oh, the last one's, like, behind us. Doesn't look like there's anything up there. Okay, cool. But so by playing all this so much, I just get this, like, big, beefy backlog that more or less I can pull from forever. So, that's part of how we run into that situation from earlier. Where the, Emer decided to be super nice, and thanks so much for that. But, you know, to offer me a, actually, I should be focusing on the... I should be focusing on the archers. What am I doing? Because the archers are way more dangerous than the melee guy. Okay, there's one. It'd be nice if I could actually... Nope, nope. He's already done. I got murdered. That was a bad stun. Well, pricey. Happens. Actually, it looks like Genyatta might just be able to win it anyway. Which is going to be really impressive, because that's him fighting up there, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter that much. Looks like we might be losing somebody if that guy doesn't move. Happens. It's my first T5 dungeon. Yep, there goes the healer. I mean, I do think we got this. I feel partly at fault for that one specifically. Yeah, he is... Did he win? He might have won, or he might be book... Oh, yeah, he's booking it. He was doing great for a little while there. But yeah, it's totally my fault for focus firing the tank there. like a dumbass. I shouldn't have done that. I'm just so used to like just pick a target and go. I do kind of wish you could call targets in this game. That's one thing I always really liked about some other MMOs. It was really satisfying being able to it was really satisfying just being able to be like, okay, attack this guy specifically. I used to raid a lot, and it's just like, okay, focus this ad, and everybody could just press a button and focus that ad, and it worked great. But yeah, now that I'm playing this, it's kind of weird stuff. Oh, can I? No, I can't loot that. It was like sparkling, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can like loot soup out of that. Not that it's necessarily a good idea or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It would just be really nice if like as a party we could all focus fire one dude. I wonder whose money that was. Genyatta's, maybe? Probably Genyatta's. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if you drop stuff if you die. So yeah, it looks like we lose 10% durability every time we go down. Yeah, that would make dying in these rather pricey. Wow. Ouch. That's okay. Okay, so we get... Oh, shit. I'm about to get energetic. I actually don't know if energetic is better. And what level's this? 8 out of 10. So maybe 2 more expeditions we can get ourselves T5 leather gear. I could actually replace the skull too, but as far as I could tell, that doesn't actually help. So I'm not going to do it. Here, you know what? I'm actually going to switch to that one. Maybe a little bit more AoE can... Oh. Well, that's neat. That might help a little bit better in group fights. Which might actually be completely useless for this part. But yeah, I figure I've already got some single targets specifically from my, I've already got single target from my, my, like, just auto attacks that probably does a fair amount. And so by doing this, I can just chuck the... Oh, I can just chuck the thing and then go back to fighting. Yeah, this way if I run into a group of enemies, I actually have some AoE options. Right now, was not a good idea. What? The... did I... Oh, did I step on a flaming spot? Could be the lag. It's going to be out here for a second while we wait for that to go through. Yeah, I'm not actually sure how I exploded up into the air earlier. That bit was confusing. I do really appreciate... Oh, well, they're already dead. I do really appreciate the requirement for movement in this game. That are... I mean, honestly, I think that might have actually been... Oh, reputation increased. Reputable. What? I have no idea. Well, there's our learning point for Warlock, and there's our carrots. And we're about to level up our leather again, too. Okay, so now we have access to energetic. Which I might do, might not do. I don't know. One way or another, I'm definitely down for doing a couple more T5s. They seem fairly decent, assuming that we don't just get our butts kicked. I might look into healing at some point, but I might also not. Okay, well, that's not happening. Dire Bear? Is Dire Bear a thing? No, no. I'll have to look into dire things. I mean, honestly, there's so much rare gear that's probably like super hella badass that I don't get access to for a while. Alright, well let's carrots can't lose durability. Let's just repair all. And then I'm just gonna go run another dungeon. Cause we're probably like one dungeon away. Like one successful dungeon away from getting getting our T5 gear. Did that work? Okay, expert sellsword, awesome. Okay. I guess honestly, let's hop on my ox. I'm gonna go grab my mining pick and my hammer. If I have to pay like slightly more on the repair bill, whatever, it'll give me something to do for the next 5 minutes. But yeah, like I was trying to say during that boss fight before I get distracted by inevitably everything. I think because of the it doesn't look like there's anything else here. Cool. Because of the, like, movement, the AoE circles, the requirement to not just sit there and tank and spank, that actually won me a ton of respect for this game. I think the expeditions are actually probably the best part of the game. Mainly because I'm not particularly interested in PvP to begin with. Does look like this area might be a little bit overburdened. Looks like this... Bam. I was gonna suspect for a second that this was, that was actually a bot we were following, but it didn't look like they're gathering everything, so I don't know, it's impossible for me to tell. I think I just exploded a bunny. I might have exploded too. Could happen. Okay, I'm gonna switch this back to this. I actually like seeing the full thing, even if it's probably not that useful. I'm just gonna collect whatever. Like I said, I'm just trying to kill time. Ooh. Skelebros. Well, I'm not overburdened at this point, so I could go fight him. Oh, well, I guess I'm helping this guy. I don't know if I get, I don't know if I get fame. Oh. Well, ain't that handy. So we get the learning points for this stuff a little bit early. Okay, so, yeah, that should mean that we get up to level 10 so we can get some T5 gear. And this time I'm going to splurge and get the slightly better stuff, I think. Because, yeah, I definitely, Iron ore. Oh, he's still alive. I was, like, checking out because I was looking at other things. I definitely am not going to be, like, just upgrading my gear. Because it would have been cool if you could actually, like, just immediately turn in a Royal Sigil and just be like, yo, switch this up for me. But I guess that would, kind of counteract the whole need for crafting and stuff. I think if I ever do actually go through the other classes, I'd prefer to actually be able to, you know, upgrade them by hand instead of spending loads and loads of money on things that I could get the skills for. Because by the time I'm going to be leveling any of those other crafting skills, I'm probably just going to want to, well, actually be able to do everything myself, save myself the cash, and mainly just have the ability to do so. I don't know what the exact benefits are. Like, might just be one of those where it is better... Oh, no, this is already depleted. It might actually be one of those where it's better to just buy stuff and go farm money. Or, like, do trading. Because there's... I mean, it's called merchanting. Because, like, buy low, sell high, that sort of thing always makes you tons. Well, I guess we're leaving. Oh, and I chopped down a garbage tree. Maybe I'm supposed to hoard that stuff. I have no idea. Let's hope it's a new expedition. Damn it. Oh, it's okay. And I'm the first one here. Buy low, sell high with carrots. I assume carrots are for mounts specifically. This is fine. Actually, while we're sitting here, I'm gonna take some drugs. No, it's Advil. I've been having really bad headaches lately. I think the weather's been changing a lot. Going from like really, really warm to really, really cold. Well, not really, really cold, but like really, really warm to kind of coolish. Gives me like the worst headache. And so I am here to mostly just kind of relax. That's why I'm still kind of playing this game. Like originally I must confess, and this probably was super obvious given my my immediate reaction to this game, which was kind of derision. The beginning of this game is hella rough to newbies, which is why I think I was so like bleh about it. But like from my perspective, I thought this was kind of going to be one of those like one-offs, and I mean, I still don't know where kind of the end game on this series is for me. Actually, I haven't checked where I rank on search radius. What is he doing? I probably should have looked at what that skill specifically does. Oh well. But like, I still don't know where I'm planning on going with this series, because I'm not really planning on like doing a whole lot of crazy endgame stuff unless it's rather accessible. It does not seem like Spoon's Guild is exactly the place for that. It's cool, but it does seem like it's kind of more just kind of fun, casual stuff for fans, which I totally understand. But if I do want to have the hope of playing some of the high tier stuff, I might actually have to jump ship. Which is not something I'm, like, gonna probably do for a while, and I don't know. I hate doing things. I always feel weird quitting guilds, because it's like, they were nice and let me in, but also at the same time, sometimes you have to be self-serving with these things. God, I'd hate it if I got kicked, specifically just for trying to get some energy back here. Yeah, I'm definitely liking the new AoE thing a bit better. I don't actually know if it's better. But I'm liking it better. Okay, can I hit both of them with it? I mean, the neat part is I should actually be able to hit all of them with it-ish. Which is definitely a little bit more useful in the grand scheme of things. I can definitely hit both of them... well, all of them with it this way. Which is super satisfying. Looks a bit silly, but still. I'm not sure about... 20 learning points for this. I might just farm that up normally. 20 learning points just for one skill once is harsh. I mean, it's probably... the cost is... absolutely based off of, might actually just be best to use my regular attacks instead of the energy generation. Welp. I'm out aggroing the tank. Just gonna run around for a second. Poor tank. I'm not even trying that hard. This skull is nuts. What is the tank wearing? I should probably check that. Oh, T4 stuff. I really wish there was some ways that I could just kill my aggro. I guess that's what invisibility was for. then I realized invisibility makes you completely static, and it's just like, oh, that's rough. I mean, I guess it probably does help with dropping aggro. Alpha Bridge, what? Shadow of the Colossus, can't wait for the remake. We'll probably actually play it. I don't know. Never actually got to play Shadow of the Colossus before. It's always one of those where I'd like to, but I just didn't have the time. And mainly, well, no, I did have a PS2. I guess I just didn't know about Shadow of the Colossus. I knew about it from, like, an artistic standpoint. But, like, I didn't know much about it beyond that. And it was one of those where it's like, oh, this looks like a really pretty neat game. And that was it. And now that, you know, I know the story behind it, it's like, oh, it's actually kind of tempting. The only problem is I absolutely hated The Last Guardian. I thought it was kind of bad. Is that our healer? No, that was not our healer. Unfortunately, I feel like our healer is maybe a little bit single-minded. Doesn't heal anybody else. That's okay. I assume he's just going to pick up his own money. I don't actually know if there's much of a penalty or a benefit. Okay, I'm going to go for the healer. Yeah, unfortunately it feels like the poor tank is maybe a little bit overwhelmed here. Oh well. I mean, we'll probably be fine. Worst comes to worst, I just outlast everybody and eventually the entire party switches out. Yeah, aggro generation seems to be the main issue. The whole group just picks targets at random. And as such, both myself and the other warlock are just getting aggro left and right. I definitely do like the slight change in setup, though. Feels better. If a bit, maybe less effort. I should probably put forth effort into things. Let's go for the... No, not the fire starter, the frantic hermit. It actually really looks like the healer's... No? I don't know. I was gonna say it looks like the healer is only capable of... Oh, is he wearing leather? Actually, what is the healer wearing? We just looked at this. Oh, he's got the royalists. I'm not actually sure how leather works for healing. So that's something I should probably... Yep. That's something I should probably focus on. It also does not look like he has a whole lot of juice to begin with. Oh, does he not realize his energy regain is a channel? Or is that a different ability entirely? I have no idea. Well, here's life. Maybe I should actually just learn how to roll healer. Good God, that poor tank is just not capable of holding aggro, period. Like it's rough when I can just steal aggro away from a distance. I like aggro systems, but God, I miss what was it? It wasn't raid meter. What was the was it Deadly Boss? No, Deadly Boss mods told me about abilities. I don't actually remember which no. We want to focus on whatever the tank's focused on. Or at least whatever the other warlock is focused on-ish. Wow, yeah, the freaking healer doesn't heal anybody else. I don't know. I'm just gonna be back here. I should probably slot on invisibility now that I'm thinking about it. I can't do it until this guy's dead. Let's speed that up a little bit. I'm gonna put on invisibility because I don't trust this party to keep me alive. Yeah, I think the rest of us are just out DPSing the poor thing. Oh. Let's see. I do feel for the tank. I feel like the tank's really not at fault here. We're some hefty DPS. Could be wrong on that one. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try and time this so I'm specifically focused on one target. This is working a little bit better. I think we're starting to kind of pick up tactics here. Except for I think I've pissed off the other guy. Luckily, as long as I'm only hitting him with the occasional damage over time, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, if I do drag too much aggro, I'm just gonna switch to invisibility and sit there and wait. Because that should help. I really do actually like the visuals for tanks in this game. Like, I don't know. I actually really just like the armor in general. It's got like a really nice aesthetic look to it. World of Warcraft's armor was always cool, but after a certain point it kind of ended up looking a little clownish. Okay. There's our target, the fire starter. As long as myself and the other warlock are focused on one target, the tank should be able to hold aggro. Because he shouldn't have to, like, over-taunt or anything like that. I'm gonna back away from a lot of these things. There we go. Oh, I made friends. Yep, going invisible. Definitely going to save my ass on this one. As soon as I get out of invisibility, dude just immediately blitzed for me. Well, I mean, I guess I had to cast my channel too. But still. Okay. At least I've got a working tactic here that should keep me alive. Poor tank.